a little bit off. That's because I've been sick. I think I had COVID actually, and but the worst part is behind me, so don't worry about it. I'm fine. But yeah, my voice is just starting to. I'm just starting to get my voice back. It was hurting when I swallowed a day or two ago. I couldn't taste anything. I couldn't smell anything. But I'm getting back to healthy and being able to move around again. I didn't even have any energy like a few days ago, so that's why you guys haven't heard from me for a little while. But nevertheless, I'm back now. So let's get into today's topic. Are we being ripped off, guys? I remember just a little while ago, just a few years ago, you would be able to purchase a piece of equipment, use that piece of equipment for what you needed it for, make money with that equipment, and repeat the process, right? But right now, it seems like we have pieces of equipment and things are changing around the piece of equipment, but they're not making the actual equipment better, but they're trying to pretend like they're making the outer workings of the equipment better. Let me elaborate. So how many of you guys have used your Sawgrass printers lately? In the chat. How you doing, Waddlin Jackson? Wendellin Jackson, how you doing? Have any of you guys used your Sawgrass printers lately? And if you have, what have you noticed? Like, I went to fulfill a client's order recently, and I hadn't used my Sawgrass printer in a while, my SG500 or my SG1000. And when I loaded up the program, I realized that I couldn't do anything because I had to do an update to the application and to the printer, a forceful upgrade, however you said that, update. So it wouldn't allow you to print unless you updated your firmware on the actual SG1000 or SG500, as well as the software that allows you to send the image to the printer itself. And it was a headache for me because it took so much time for me to not only download the programs, but it was a little bit buggy at first. The whole process was just extremely inconvenience. It was extreme inconvenience, and it was extremely tedious, in my opinion. And I still think that the new way of doing things for silhouettes is kind of, I think they tried to make it easier, but I was used to the old way of doing things. And if it's not broke, you shouldn't necessarily have to fix it. But the new system works, but it's just not. It was just a big inconvenience to get used to, or even start up. And I'll tell you guys the reason why they did that, right? I'll tell you in a second. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. All right. The reason why they did that was in order to force you. I'm going to be blunt here. The reason why they did that was in order to force you to use their proprietary ink. The whole update, the whole upgrade, the whole system improvement thing was about one thing. It was about them making more money. It was about them forcing you to have no choice but to use their inks, right? And they masked it behind, okay, we're going to make a more user-friendly software, because the changes were so minute. It was just like, okay, it should have been like this before. But rather than make a new sublimation printer, they just made a new menu system and a new application, which is like their third way of doing it. It's like the third time they've changed stuff, and it's just starting to be really really inconvenient. And it was inconvenience for me because I don't know, it just stressed me out when I had to do this most recent job. But anyway, how many of you guys would appreciate if Sawgrass just upgraded the actual unit itself, like the actual printer, as opposed to this unattractive box that they still have right now? Like if you guys look on the website, Sawgrass Inc., you can see what they have, right? You can see the products, printers, and you guys can pretty much see what they have to offer us, right? They have the SG500, which is the way it looked since forever. The SG1000, which is the way it looked forever. And they have this thing, which nobody gets, right? This VJ628. I've never seen anybody with that machine. In the chat, you guys can chime in and let me know if you've seen anybody use this machine, but I've never seen anybody using it. I've seen it on sale on like heat transfer outs and stuff like that, but I've never seen anybody in our community using it. But I've been saying for a while now that they should give the SG1000 and the SG500 a facelift, and the companies would benefit from doing that, right? Because how many times have they put out new vinyl cutters? Like, let's take the Silhouette Cameo for instance. They'll come out with a new cutter, they'll add a few features, and whether or not you need those features is controversial, right? It's debatable, but they'll come out with a new printer and everybody will go get it just because they want the newest printer. So don't you think that if Sawgrass came out with a new printer that everybody would go get anyway because it's the newest one? It looks more, it looks more ergonomical, it looks more, up to date, for lack of better words. But instead we got the same old SG500 and SG1000, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, it works, and that's my point. That's what I'm saying. The old unit is fine and it works, right? Instead of giving us a new unit, they gave us new software. But listen to what I just said. The old unit was fine and it worked. The old software was fine and it worked. Which leads me to what I said before. The only reason why they really changed the software was not to give you and I a better experience. It was to embed in the software that, okay, if you put non-proprietary ink in the system, your printer is not going to work. So when I say in question, like, are we being lied to? Are we being like taken advantage of? It's just something that I want you guys to think about moving forward, because right now, like, a lot of things are happening behind the scenes. A lot of companies and businesses are desperate to figure out a way to squeeze more dollars out of you, and I am a fan of using the proper equipment with the for the proper things, because it makes it work better, right? When you use the right ink with the right printer and stuff like that. And the cheaper ink, you get a lower yield, and your colors might be less saturated. It won't last longer and stuff like that. Your inks will run out faster when you use the crappy stuff. But one second, guys. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Still getting over this cold. I got a runny nose. I do not want to be hacking on camera, so I'm trying to spare you guys. Like I said, I was really, really sick, and that's why you guys haven't heard from me. But this was on my mind because I went to use my SG500, and it wouldn't work. Went to use my SG1000, it wouldn't work. And another thing that they put in was, I think they put in some type of way where if your maintenance station, your waste container thing, if it's like 97%, it won't allow you to print. So I didn't have a new waste a waste container thing to change it out. For those of you guys who wonder what I'm talking about, it's this thing. The waste container is this thing right here. This is the thing that you change out when it gets full. You got to change this out, and you can get them on Amazon. But the one that I had wasn't all the way full, and I think I was gonna be able to finish my job with the same waste container, but apparently the printer didn't think so, so it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me print, so I had to go home, take the waste container out of my 500, bring it back to the studio, insert it into my 1000. Then I was able to print. Just a huge inconvenience across the board, and it, like I said, it draws me. It makes me wonder, like, are they doing this for us or are they doing it for themselves? And we know the answer to this, but it's just terrible. And lately, I'm really becoming an advocate of patronizing and using systems that don't try to, I want to use a better word other than rob you, but I can't. That's the only thing that comes to mind. I'm trying to become an advocate of using systems that don't lock you in, that give you some type of flexibility. And it seems like everything is just heading down one path. Subscription, buy my machine, can't use my machine unless you use my software, can't use this unless you use this that I also sell. And it's just unfortunate that you can't buy. Soon you'll have to buy a heat press and pay for heat through or pay for electric through their electric company, or else you can't use their heat press or some ridiculous stuff like that. I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying though. It's getting kind of ridiculous. And I think if you buy a machine, you should be able to use that machine to its fullest potential with whatever other, things you want, right? Whatever files, whatever, threads, whatever inks in this case, but you can't do that because they lock you into their ecosystem. I digress, guys. I just want to know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. What do you guys think about this? And name some other machines that are making you use their thing and locking you into their ecosystem. I can think of one that comes to mind right away. Brother, with that Brother stitch machine, where you can't use it unless you lock into their software, and it's just a mess, guys. It's messy times that we live in, right? You can't buy a machine and use a machine. You have to buy a machine and pay for a subscription and use it. It's crazy. All right, so moving right along. I want to talk to you guys about my DTF printer, because I've been getting phone calls asking me, hey, Alan, is your DTF printer back up and running? I even got an order, and shame on me, because I thought I took all the options off the website so nobody can put in orders anymore. But I got a large order. Well, it's like a medium order, but it was a lot of designs, because that's the only way he could put in his order or her order. So he individually selected all the different images and manually typed in the sizes that they wanted it, when I thought I took all the features down, because the DTF printer is still down. But once again, I'm here to tell you that the DTF printer should be up and running in the next couple days. I thought that would have been today, because I changed the print head and changed the cables. But we found out that I need another part, so they're sending the part out to me today, and hopefully when this part gets here, we'll be up and running again. But I'm not giving up on that, and you guys shouldn't either. But I want to give you guys some precautionary measures that you guys should take, because I learned some stuff out of this, right? And I want to pass along the message and the learning experience so you guys can learn from it too. All right, listen to what I'm saying. Listen very, very carefully, because DTF is hot right now, and DTF is going to DTF is still going to be hot after we have this conversation, and we'll talk about why in a moment. Right? If you plan on getting into the DTF business, and you are going to use DTF technology as your main source of income, Make sure that when you purchase your DTF printer, you purchase spare parts with your DTF printer. What do I mean by spare parts? Extra print heads, extra print head cables, extra maintenance station, or extra ink stack as they like to say, extra nozzles, extra anything that has to do with the print head and has to do with the undercarriage maintenance station. Make sure you have all those parts as extra. If you are planning on having DTF printing be your main source of income, make sure, I'll repeat it again, make sure that when you purchase your DTF printer, you have extra parts. Anything that has to do with the print head and anything that has to do with the maintenance station, make sure you have extra parts. Because there will become a point of time where your printer goes down and you'll have to wait for parts, and while you're waiting for parts, you'll be making no money. Okay? So this is what I've learned, and this is the solution that I have for you guys so that you guys don't run into the same problems that I've ran into, whereas though you're troubleshooting it, right? And you boil it down to one possibility that could be. Now you're waiting for this part to come in the mail. You get the part in the mail. Now you wait. Now you get somebody on the phone to help you put the part in. You install the part. Oh, okay, now you need this part. Okay, so now that's another couple days you gotta wait. Okay, so now you get that part, you get it in the mail, you make another appointment, you get that appointment, boom. And now you sit down with the technician, you on virtual phone, and boom, you put that part in. Okay, now, okay, these parts are in correctly, okay. Now, oh, sorry, looks like it's this reason why it's not working. So now you're down to the third part. See what I mean? So in order to get around all of that, you need extra parts. And I really think that DTF printers should come with extra parts, because in the chat, how many people do you know that have DTF printers that have went down within the first year of the person having the DTF printers? How many? I bet you it's everybody. I'm willing to bet that everybody who's had a DTF printer within the first year, that DTF printer's been down. You know, whether or not it was their mistake or a manufacturer mistake is neither here nor there, because that's not what I mean. What I mean is the printer went down, right? Whether it's because they're a newbie and they made a mistake, or like in my case, I'm gonna blame it 50-50, right? Because the first instance that happened to me was the undercarriage that the ink stack or the maintenance station sat on was made of plastic. And what I was thinking was, because I'm constantly cleaning the ink stack or the maintenance station every day and applying pressure, putting, cleaning solution and applying pressure to make sure it's nice and clean, that little bit of pressure that I'm applying on a daily basis weakened the plastic frame that it was sitting on, right? And it compromised it and it cracked the plastic frame. But not only that, guys, not only that. If you think about it, when you pour cleaning solution onto that, it drips down onto that plastic stand also. So I think the cleaning solution also kind of like crippled and weakened the integrity of that platform, and it caused it to cave in. So that was the first issue I had, right? And while trying to rectify that issue, I created another issue. I was gonna word it a different way, but another issue was created. Another issue was created, and this issue shouldn't have been created, but I phoned a friend and they suggested something. I should have never did it, but anyway, I did it, and it created another issue. and I had to wait for another part, and so on and so forth. And this has been like months now. It's been a nightmare, guys. It's been a nightmare. But nevertheless, it's been a learning experience, and I'm glad I went through it, because had I not went through this, I would not have this information to tell you guys that if you are getting into DTF, make sure when you purchase your printer, you purchase spare parts with your printer, so that when you run into these issues, you're not down for that long, because you have spare parts on hand and ready to swap those parts out. And that's my lesson for you guys today. All right, so let me take a moment and let me read what somebody just wrote in here in the comments. It says, "Hello, Mr. Wade, from the Great Navajo Indian Reservation from good old Arizona. Welcome to the chat. I have a question about my Prestige A3 Plus DTF printer. My white ink has been dragging a lot lately. What do I need to do?" Case in point. See what I mean? Case in point. So your white ink has been dragging a lot lately. What do you need to do? I'm not sure what you mean by dragging, but I'm assuming that it's streaking across the page. If it's streaking across the film, then that means you need to take up the actual print head and clean the bottom of the print head. Clean around the perimeter of the print head, because it probably has some old white caked up underneath there, and you need to wipe that off so that it's not leaving a streak across the film. That's the only way I can interpret when you say it's been dragging. Let me try to move this too. This is annoying me right here, the way this is set up. It's not like in the center of the screen. Let me try to position it correctly, because it's still not. I don't know why it's showing up like, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, let me adjust that some more, even. Like right here. All right, boom. All right. All right, there you go. Okay, so you can see the question. I think you can see the question. Let me see. Kind of, sort of sit. Anyway, yeah, so if you guys got any more questions, then go ahead and leave them in the chat right now. If not, then I'm going to head out of here and talk to you guys later. Right now, you guys can go on to allanawade.com, and I'm going to show you guys right now. allanawade.com, and you can purchase stickers, guys. So if you, I'm not sure if I even, oh yeah, I do have it on here. First of all, I wanted to tell you guys to sign up to my mailing list, please. Sign up to my mailing list, right? Make sure you subscribe so you guys know when I drop stuff. And then you can go to stickers right here, right? Stickers, boom. Guys, see the sticker? And you guys can pick between circles and squares, right? And you can get 50 packs of stickers. You know, like how, if you're like me, then you've seen people package up their shirts and their merchandise or whatever you're selling, whether it be DTFs, DTG shirts, or embroidery stuff. Stickers are a cool thing to throw into the package, whether it be for promotion or whether it be like to advertise. Maybe you're selling stickers, I don't know. But what immediately pops up into my mind is promotion with your company logo, a brief one line of what you do. Like I have the A-Dubb Productions printing and embroidery with a phone number, right, on a sticker. Boom, promotion. Or A-Dubb Productions printing and embroidery, Allan A. Wade with the website, right? Boom, on a sticker for promotion. Or if you just want brand awareness with just your brand image on there, boom, throw that in the package for visibility and for, you know, to train the customer's mind to look out next time they see that image, right? So this is all stuff that we use stickers for. And you can go ahead and order your stickers right now, your custom stickers. And these different sizes, 1-inch circle, 2-inch circle, all the way up to a 4-inch circle. And then we got the square. And we even got a 1 by 3-inch rectangle and a 2 by 4-inch rectangle. all different sizes and different prices there. And of course, you can choose your image. You create your image in like a, whatever graphic design software you're using. I know a lot of you guys use Canva. I use Procreate. Some people use Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign, whatever it is, Photoshop, whatever you create your graphic in. Just make sure it's 300 DPI or better. And it's this dimension, right? 2x4 or 1x3 or, a 4-inch circle, right? Or a 4-inch square or whatever you choose. And you order it, upload your image, add the cart, purchase it. I make it, ship it back to you. All right. So that's the latest that's going on the website, guys. Thank you so much for bearing with me. The DTF printer will be back up and running soon. The biggest disappointment about my DTF printer not being up and running isn't the fact that I'm losing a lot of money. Actually, that's one of the it is. But the next biggest fact is that all of us are going through the same thing together, and I can't provide the one service to you guys that I know you guys need, and that's inexpensive, cheap DTFs. And that leads me to my final point, where DTF printing, why DTF printing is such a lucrative business on both ends. It's because it's the easiest way to decorate a garment with just a heat press. DTF printer, like getting DTFs. And because it's so easy, that's the reason why it's taken off so fast. And that's the reason why everybody wants DTFs. That's the reason why DTFs, the purchase of them is still like thriving in this economy, because people can still make money at a low price point using DTF prints. And the fact that I can't provide that service to you guys is just killing me. So I'm gonna get my DTF printer back up and running so that I can continue to try my best to help you guys out in your hard times while you guys help me out in my hard times, right? It's a circle, right? So yep. So in the meantime, there's stickers available. You guys can purchase stickers, and I got a bunch of other stuff on the website as well that you guys can go check out, alanawade.com. And let me just read some more comments real fast that you guys have on here. What if you can tell only one side of the ink is working correctly, and yes, it's leaving streak marks? Okay, so the streak marks is because it needs to be cleaned, that underside. But if you can't really tell if it's working correctly if that side is not clean. Like once you clean off that side with cleaning solution, it should spray out correctly. If it's not spraying out correctly, then your print head could partially be clogged, but I would suggest that you do a strong print head cleaning, right? A strong cleaning, and then a few times, and then, if not, then your print head might be a little bit clogged, and you might need to replace your print head, or you might need to unclog your print head by taking it out and soaking it in cleaning solution. But when you soak it, you got to be careful, because you don't want to get the inside of the sides of the print heads, which has the what do you call it, the mechanics in there. It has the electronic components in there. You don't want to get those wet at all, because that will throw off the whole process of your whole machine working. That's a whole nother can of worms. Then you'll have to replace the print head. All right, so you got to be careful when servicing print heads yourself, and just soak the actual head itself and not close to where the wires go into, because yeah, you'll wet those, and I found that out the hard way. But okay, so Jamie Clausel7 says, hello, I have a question. Which white toner do you recommend, the Unina iColor 560 or the Ricoma Luminaris 200? Well, that's an easy question to answer, and I think you know the answer to that question, and why I would answer the question the way I would also. You already know the answer to the question. The answer, you have to go with the iColor 650, the Unina iColor 650. You have to. The only reason that you have to is because you get more features for the same price. I think I'm not sure how much one is versus the other one, but you get more features with the iColor 560, right? And I would say get the iColor 650. But if you're gonna get more features, then what's the reason why you go with the other one, right? So unfortunately, right now, if you're in a position where you're buying a single head machine and you can get a Luminar's white toner for free, then that's one thing, right? But if you're in the position where you're choosing between, and you're just shopping for white toner transfer printers, you got to go with the one that has the most features that you're going to be able to do the most with. And you're going to be able to do the most with the Uninet iColor 560. In the chat down below, in the comments, how many of you guys would want to see Joe Dovey, the owner of Uninet, come on the channel to talk to you guys about the Uninet iColor 560 and 650? Let me know in the chat if you guys are interested in that, and maybe we can arrange something for the next live or the next upcoming lives. Let me know in the chat or in the comments down below if you guys would want to see something like that, and we'll see if I can set something up. All right. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Had a great time informing you guys of some things to watch out for if you're getting into DTF printing, as well as an interesting conversation about the machine and consumer versus company perspective of things, and if they're doing certain things with our best interests at heart or with their best interests at heart, right? Just some things to think about as you're shopping and as we're going through this rough economic times. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out with your friends. Talk to you later. Peace.